There's a challenge going on TikTok right now, which is women in their 30s. They are posting videos and posting pictures of how they look. So, are you in your 30s? Go and open that challenge, you all. And if you want to see more videos of beautiful women in their 30s, just go check on TikTok or just go to Google and just search women in their 30s. That's a trend going on now, and women in their 30s, early 30s, late 30s, middle 30s, they are upping on the challenge. And the thing is, these women are pretty. The thing is, 30 is not that scary. The thing is, 30 is beautiful. And people are like, people that are in their 20s and people that are in their 40s, or even men as well, they're like, well, 30s are not, it's not that bad. And this is the reason, because society make it look like once you clock 30, you're already having gray hair, you're already walking with a walking stick, you're already bending like this and walking, because that's how they make you look like when you're in your 30s. Because once you're in your 18, 19, 20, especially early 20s, they make it look like you have to do everything you need to do. You have to make a lot of money now that you're in your 20. You have to find the right partner in your 20. You have to give birth to all your children in your 20. You have to know what you're doing in your 20. If you don't figure out life in your 20s, in your 30s, is you will never get anything right. They make that 30 years old very scary. You guys, to be honest, I'm always very scared of 30. I'm in my 30s as well. I'm always very scared of 30s when I was in my 20s, because the society made it very scary. Like once you're in your 30s like this, you're already old. Like you're already old. And to think, being your 30s, that is when you understand. I feel like that is when you understand life more. That is when you're enjoying life more. For me, I feel like now that I'm in my 30s, I am enjoying my life better than when I was in my 20s. I feel like my 20s, I'm still like, what do I really want? Now I know what I want. I know what I want 100. I know what I stand for. I know what I want. I feel like women in their 30s, or being your 30s, is a beautiful thing for women. And I feel like women should not be scared. Women in their 20s, or women or younger girls in teenage years, they should not be scared of that age. Are you in your 30s? How is your life going? Are you happy in your 30s, or are you in your 40s? How is your life going? How is it going? How is everything going? Let us know down in the comment section. I have your reaction on this trend going on. Let's see what other people have to say about it. Then we'll come back and talk about it.
Please talk about this women in their 30s trend, because I'm absolutely obsessed. Like, for half my life, I was so freaking terrified to age, and for what? In my 30s, I am in the greatest shape of my life. I'm eating my protein, glowing, and minding my business. I've gone back to therapy. I'm healing my inner child, and I'm learning how to set healthy boundaries with anyone and everyone. And I feel like I look around me and the women are hot as fuck. This trend is so tea. Like, I feel like in my 20s, I was such a train wreck, and I'm finally discovering who the best version of me is at 32. Like, at this point, I can't even wait to see what 40 holds, because, yeah, y'all are fine as hell. Keep it up. Happy Friday, you beautiful, beautiful women.
But I've been seeing all the women in their 30 videos on my timeline. And all I have to say is I'm so proud of us. I'm so proud of us because the girlies in their 30s are minding their business. They're drinking their water. They're taking care of their skin. They get into their bag. They're still having fun, living life, not giving up. That is what your 30s is all about. 30s is about what you've learned in your 20s and turning it into greatness, learning to forgive, but also learning to mind your damn business. And the girlies are minding their business in their 30s. I'm just so proud of us. Like, I literally saw like 3 videos on my timeline. I'm like, oh, you're 32, you're 32, you're 32, you're your 30s, you're your 30s. Okay, girl, okay. We living our life. We living our best life. this is still a very depressing time, a very dark time, a very stressful time, especially if you're a mama in your 30s. But the gag is, even with all of that piled onto it, we still show up. We still show up. We still try to put ourselves first. And I'm just so proud of us. Keep doing it. Let's keep going. It's not over. Your 30s is not over. It's just beginning. Look at us.
There's nothing I'm loving more on my For You page right now than the women in their 30s little TikTok trend. Because as a 22-year-old with a chronic baby face that always feels like I look like a high schooler in every setting, and I look like I'm too young to be in the bar, to be in the club, to be anywhere. And everybody's always like, oh, but like when you're 40, like you're gonna look so young. You're gonna look so good when you're 40 and you're 50 and you're 30. And I was always like, shut up. I wanna look good now. Like I wanna look good now when it matters. But this whole trend has reframed that because I'm gonna be outside when I'm 30. I'm gonna be in the club. Like I fear y'all are gonna be sick of me when I'm 30. Cause I'm gonna be like, 30? 30? I'm 22. Like I'm so excited now. Like I'm going to eat because I'm also gonna be rich. So it's like I'm gonna be rich and a baddie. Oh.
I need my algorithm to give me more people who are 30 and like just starting over.
Hi, I'm 33. Let me tell you a little bit about what my life has looked like since about the age of 29. When I was 29, it felt like my life was absolutely falling apart. I was living in LA at the time, had been there for about 10 years, and was trying so hard for so long to make this particular vision of my life that I thought I wanted work. And it seemed like everything was crumbling all around me. In the span of just a few months, I faced a lot of loss and a lot of trauma, and it felt like the city was almost kicking me out. I kind of hit my breaking point and decided, you know what? I want something new. So I decided to start fresh and move across the country by myself to New York. I got to New York and felt like I was recreating my life from scratch, which for the most part felt good, except for a few bouts of breaking down crying on the subway because I hate being in periods of uncertainty. But I was enjoying making new friends and enjoying the dating scene, expanding my career, starting a new business. So by the time I hit 30 that year, it felt like I liked the direction and shape my life was taking, except for one thing felt like it was missing. My relationship with myself and what I was basing my self-worth on was not as strong as I thought it could be because I realized that I was still basing so much of my validation on external circumstances like a relationship status and success in my career and like having these boxes of achievements to check. I decided to spend some time intentionally single, which is not the conventional thing to do once you hit 30. I feel like as a woman, there's so much pressure to like find someone and settle down. And so I intentionally did the opposite of that. I said, I'm not going to date for a while, for at least a year, and I'm going to focus on my relationship with myself. So I did that, and I was pouring myself hardcore into my own personal growth and healing past trauma and building my business. And then the pandemic hit. And around that same time, some old health symptoms began to sort of bubble back up and worsen. And I was hit with the most debilitating experience of chronic illness that I've ever faced. I spent a full year sick before deciding to move back across the country to the Pacific Northwest, where I'm from originally. Spent an entire year plus healing to be able to really get back to health, get back to a solid connection with myself again. And during that time, my life was looking less and less like all the people I had gone to school with who had gotten married, had kids, settled down, buying houses, doing that whole thing. Meanwhile, I was spending my entire, what could be a down payment on a house, on healing from chronic Lyme disease. So in a lot of ways, I could have been feeling behind on the timeline of my life and frustrated that things weren't panning out how I had originally planned. And yet, during that time, I felt more in alignment with myself than I ever have before. Accepting that the timing of my life is different than a lot of the people around me was one of the most liberating things I ever did for myself. Because now I'm 33, I'm single, I'm happier than I've ever been, I'm healthier than I've ever been, I feel more connected to my purpose in the work that I do than I ever was before. And I trust that what is meant for me will never miss me. But it would have been a lot easier to get to this place if I had had examples and models of what it looked like to do life on different timelines. If I had had women in their 30s showing me, look, what life can be when you don't marry your high school sweetheart and settle down right after college. So I am all for this trend, and I hope that my story can help anyone out there feel a little bit better of the timing of your life and to trust that you are exactly where you need to be. And it's also okay to be frustrated sometimes.
Women in their 30s. I don't know how I got to this side of TikTok, but I'm happy to be here, okay? I don't know what happened with the algorithm. I mean, my birthday was just last week. I turned 27, all right? Maybe that threw me in the next bracket. Not really sure how this works. They just keep coming. They just boom, boom, boom. My whole feed, women in the 30s. Did y'all know this was a thing going on right now? I mean, there's always been women in their 30s, but Like it's a thing. It's a caption. It's a hashtag. It's a trend. And I love it here. Oh man. So, what y'all do today? This is crazy. How do I put this? Seasoned, prime, fine wine, ready to go. I'm looking for a show. I don't know. I just 30. Listen. Now, actually, man, people would ask me like, what's my dating range? And I used to say like 3 up, 3 down. All right, which was like, it was easy. That worked when I was 24. That worked when I was 26. Now I'm 27. 27 plus 3 is 30. I think I threw myself into the next bracket on accident. And I'm glad I did. Tell you. Got good credit. I have no kids. I have no ex-wife. I have a promising future. I'm good with my hands. I can build stuff. I can do stuff. So, yeah. Whether you need your grass cut, dinner cooked, tire changed, or a she shed built. Happy to be here. Happy to be here, ladies. Keep it up.
I'm living for the trend of all of the girlies in their 30s saying it's so much better in your 30s than it is in your 20s because you're like hotter, cooler, more accomplished, make more money. And I believe it. And I'm not in my 20s yet, but you couldn't pay me to go back to my earlier 20s. Like, yes, I'm younger, but I do not look, talk, act, dress, make the money. Like, the lore that I have now is just like priceless in value. Like, I couldn't tell you how excited I am to be the person I am today in comparison to who I was in my earlier 20s. And you also realize that when you hang around like younger 20 somethings and like how much they're obsessed with thinking they know everything, and you just realize like, oh, I used to be like that and I actually knew nothing, and now I realize I really know nothing, which makes me more able to grow.
There's a woman on this app, her username is Killa, and she has over 3.5 million followers on TikTok. She made a video on her page saying, hey, how come we don't ever hear from women in their 30s? We only hear from 20-something-year-olds and 40-something-year-olds, but how are women in their 30s doing? And it made me so sad because in the comment section, people said, girl, we're out here just trying to live. We're struggling. We can't pay for groceries. We can't find love. So I thought I'd give a different perspective on that, okay? I am 34 years old. I am a mom to 4. I own multiple businesses and I'm a content creator here on TikTok. And to me, these are the good old days. These are the days that I'm going to look back on when I'm older and say, man, I just wish I had those days back. 3 out of the 4 of my kids play club sports, and that takes up a majority of my week. During normal business hours, I'm working and I get to work with my best friend, who's my husband. We have created a life that we enjoy being with each other. We enjoy being home. And it is a phase of life that even though it's so amazing, I don't feel the need to share it online because I don't want to share that with anybody. It is so sacred to me. So it saddens me to see that women my age, or just people in general my age, are struggling so badly with some of the things that they're dealing with. Now, don't get me wrong. We all have problems in our lives and battles and things that we need to deal with. But right now for me, these are the good old days.
That women in their 30s trend is real cute. It's real cute. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna need to see the 40s and the 50s. Where are the ladies with, in their 40s and the 50s? You know what I mean? Like I said, 30s is cute. It's cool. You know what I mean? But put your big sis on the phone. Put your auntie on the phone. Put your mama on the phone. Right? Like, I want to see them. If you're in your 40s and your 50s, you still looking fine. You know what I mean? Use this sound. I want to see you.
I feel prettier in my 30s. I feel unbothered. I feel happier. I feel like I know what I want. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm at. I feel like you can't talk to me anyhow. I feel more confident in my 30s. I feel like I don't take BS. I don't take in BS anymore. I feel like if I want to address something, I address it. If I want to let it go, I let it go. I just feel like I can take control of what I want in my 30s. So being in your 30s is not scary. Like, it's not scary. I cannot emphasize it enough. So seeing this trend and seeing beautiful women, like these women are so gorgeous, you will not even know they're in their 30s. That's the thing. That's just a thing. They call them 90s baby. You will not even know these women are in their 30s because they look so gorgeous. They don't look old. They don't look scary. And the comment section of most of those videos were like, okay, now I'm not afraid to jump into get into 30 because women they're 29 and 28, they're like, oh my god, I have to get life figured out. You don't have to get life figured out before you get to 30. The thing is, you might think like you have your life figured out in your 20s, then when you get to your 30s and you're like, what was I thinking? Why do I think that is the right thing to do? I feel like you understand life better in your 30s. I feel like you will love living more in your 30s. I feel like in your 30s, you will enjoy life better. I don't know, there's something about it. If you're in 30s, you know. You know. And if you're in your 40s, you know you've lived your 30 years and you know what we're talking about. There's something about it that you don't get in your 20s, and that's just it. There's something about it. So many men feel like once you're in your 30s, you're not going to be presentable anymore, you're not going to be attractive anymore. The crazy part is I get younger guys, come to meet me more, and they feel like they're older than me. And I'm just laughing like, how are you guys blind? Younger guys approach me more than the older men. And these younger guys, the crazy part of it is they feel like they're older than me. And I'm like, how you guys? I'm your auntie, okay? I'm in my 30s. So the scary thing, I don't know, like, why society just make it look like once you're 30, is over. It's over. It's not over. That's the beginning of life. That's the beginning of enjoyment. I feel like once you're in your 30, that is when you should even get married. That's when you start having kids. Forget it. That is when, if you want to have kids, that is when you should consider having kids. That is when you should start making lifetime decision. And I feel like in your 30s, you should prioritize more your health, because most of the um advices that I've seen, which I'm going to do another video on advices on women for their 30 years old. Anyway, we're going to talk about the advice we want to give women in their 30s in another video. So save your advice, but just tell us how you feel in your 30s. What are the things the different things you feel? If you're in your 40s, you're in your 50s, you're in your 60s. I have people that are in their 60s that watch my video. Please, you guys, do you remember when you're in your 30s? How was life like for you? If you're in your 40s, you just finished your 30. How was life like for you? Really, you need to tell us. And if you're in your 30s, compare it to your 20s and tell us, are you not enjoying your life better? Because I am, to be honest. I am enjoying my life better. I feel like I feel more alive. I feel like I know what I'm doing. I know what I want. I don't feel confused about things because I kind of get things figured out if I want to. I saw a video of a woman talking about women need to get things figured out before they reach 30. You must have a lot of money before 30. That's a lie. If you cannot make it in your 20s, you're gonna make it in your 30s, you're gonna make it in your 40s. I feel like they should stop this pressure. They should stop this, oh, you must give birth to all your children before you are 30 years old. I remember when I was in my 20s and my friend as well was in her 20s and she was panicking, like, girl, I need to get married. I'm almost clocking 30. I was like, can you chill? Because 30 doesn't mean, like, that is the kind of fear they put in us. Like, you need to get married. She's like, I need to get married. I need to give birth to all my children before I clock 30 because I'm scared when I'm 30, I won't be able to reproduce anymore. You guys, I saw a video of a 50 years old woman telling us that she's pregnant by accident. When I mean by accident is she did not expect the pregnancy. It's not like she was doing it to get pregnant. She was already going for a premenopause appointment. She's pregnant. So You can get pregnant in your 40s. Like women are giving birth to healthy baby in their 40s. They are giving birth to healthy baby in their 30s. You don't have to force yourself to start a life that you're not sure of in your early 20s. Some women rush, or some family rush their women to get married early in their early 20s, because once you're 30 you're no more, desirable in men's eyes. That's a lie. Like, that's a lie, because I feel like you look prettier in your 30, you feel prettier in your 30, in my own opinion. In fact, some of the times you might not even look your age. If anyways, I feel like in your 30s is the best time for you to prioritize health and prioritize yourself. Okay, focus on yourself and prioritize your health. So by going for a workout, taking walks, drinking a lot of water, taking care of your skin, taking care of your health, especially from the inside, eating right. Have some days that you eat anything you want to eat, but try to prioritize or look at things before you eat it. Look at supplements and things. Like, do a lot of research on things before you jump on it, because this is not the time for you to just do things you're not supposed to do. Yes, we're getting older, doesn't mean that we are old. Really, we're not old. We're still living the life. We're still happy. I don't know. I just feel like I don't even feel old. Anyways, this is a trend going on TikTok, guys. I share with you all today. I'm going to do another video of the advice that some women are talking about, that they want to give advice to women in their 30s. So, especially, I saw a video of a woman saying she's in her 60s and she wants to give advice to women in their 30s. So, that kind of video we're going to do next. So, yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's your girl, Mara Davis, and thank you so much. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.